humans can do something that no other creature can even reach the caliber of doing. Love. Our devotion to love has always been a strong force, really. I mean, we spend an entire day of the year where the whole point is to express your love towards another human being. And contrary to what the extreme red pill bros selling you courses that'll put your ancestry line in debt, and extreme feminists on Twitter making an issue in society out of thin air, you can still have a healthy relationship in society in the 21st century. It might be harder nowadays, but it can happen. But what occurs when there's a lack of this connection? When you seek this craving of loving in life, only to realize that nobody realistically wants you. Enter the word shipping.
I suspect he'll make an issue out of something he could just ignore. Shipping causes no direct harm, so I don't understand why he is concerned.
Shipping has become a big thing in the past decade or so on social media. It's like this giant group of weirdos out of nowhere started to infect every fandom imaginable with their delusions. It's one of those words where everyone has PTSD from it because of certain fandoms online. Mostly this one.
We're not delusional. We're just expressing normal human emotions of imagination. I enjoy the shipping community of My Hero Academia.
Alright, but let's define the word shipping first in its modern context so people know what it is. Shipping is the desire by followers of a fandom for two or more people, either real life people or fictional characters, to be in a romantic or sexual relationship. It's considered a general term for fans' involvement with the ongoing character development of two people's character arcs in a work of fiction. Which I'm gonna say something that might surprise some people. I don't really find it that bad in certain situations.
I don't find it bad in any context. But some shipping makes more sense than others because the characters are actually in a relationship together. I wonder, what does he mean by to an extent? Would he be okay with a giraffe and a human together in a relationship in a story?
One of the problems I have with shipping is when it involves actual real people though. It's like a huge thing to do this online with celebrities and social media influencers. You see this all the time, you know, person X person, or they'll mishmash then combine their names together, which to these normal shipping fiends seems cute for some reason. And what they see as cute, I see as the biggest parasocial relationship thing to ever exist. If you really think of it for a second, groups of strangers out there make a community out proposing a relationship between two living human beings that don't know them, have never known them, and probably will never know them. Not to mention, it's just very weird for those two people who get shipped together, because a lot of times people will just do this to celebrities even if they're not in a relationship or anything.
I like when it involves real people. It is funny since you never know, they might end up together. Combining the names of celebrities can be a cute way to name their offspring. Cute or not, it doesn't bother me. It's even more funny when the shipper is anonymous. It is weird when people do it when the celebrities are not together.
Imagine just being buddies with someone and having good chemistry on camera, and everyone just looks at it like, yeah, they definitely f***ing. Bro, that is creepy! I don't know how people can't find that creepy. Like, it's not just a f***ing common thing to have good chemistry with someone on camera, and there's no doubt in my mind that some of these celebrities or influencers have seen some of these weird ships, which probably has caused some pretty awkward silences between the two.
It is weird and funny to the fans. Good chemistry means they are in a relationship. I can imagine how the celebrities would react separately from each other. I doubt they would deal with the extra awkwardness of reacting to the shipping at the same time in the same environment.
The worst part too is they'll do this to any celebrity or influencer online, even if they barely bend with each other on camera. They shook hands once 10 years ago at an award show? They totally belong to each other. They walked on the same street 2 days apart from each other? Nah, they definitely got something going on. They're practically just telling the public they're f***ing. The internet detective meme never fails because these people really be trying to crack the case like Sherlock Holmes.
This is the part of being in the public eye I don't like. It's like you can have fun with anyone without speculation of being in a relationship with him or her.
This also gets taken to extreme extents sometimes just to fill some of these people's devious desires. Enter the word fan art. It's really common for people to draw fan art of their favorite celebrities or even creators. The problem for this though is that these shippers also have the ability to draw fan art too. So they'll end up drawing out some of these ships and yeah, it leads to some of the creepiest shit we're seeing.
I like fan art, but these shippers do draw disturbing art. What I do is just ignore it without chastising. I may express shock, but this might be it. I encourage people to keep drawing fan art.
Creator I remember who had this big time was Dream. Before the whole Dream face reveal meme, his face was still pretty mysterious and people were always drawing him out to see how he would be like drawing different types of fan art. He was also a part of this group of creators known as the Dream SMP. And I always heard that Dream's community is really weird and their whole SMP thing has really weird fans. And yo, we're not wrong. These people have some of the weirdest ships and fan art you'll ever see in your life. The one Dream fans mainly like to ship him with is his friend George George Not Found, who was always in his videos and is basically like his right-hand man, I guess. Okay, let me just stop chatting and show y'all some of the wonderful ship art between the two of them. Here's one of them. Here's another one of them. And the last but not least, Dream Furry x George Not Found Furry. Alright, Russia, just drop the nuke on America. I understand why you think the way you do now.
Dream should have just shown his face from the beginning to get it over with. The two are a perfect couple. I would not ship the two since it does not appeal enough, but they are a perfect couple. The first photo is my favorite. If I had to rank it from best to least, it is the first photo, second photo, and the third photo.
This isn't even the worst of it. Go ahead and search up on your own. I can't even show some of the stuff I've seen on YouTube. In fact, these fan arts were getting so out of pocket and insane that Dream himself had to tell everyone one day, "I'm not gay. I think women are very attractive." A tweet of him saying he's not gay got over 300,000 likes. This just shows how important it was for them for some reason. I don't understand. Where are your priorities? And honestly, even if he was gay, that still doesn't make any of this fan art between them okay. But Tommy, I mean, it's just an outlet for my creativity and not real anyway, so why does it matter? For any shippers out there who say that, first you need to put that energy into actually getting a job. And also imagine if it was you and your friend being drawn online like that. Imagine opening the internet every day and it's just random strangers drawing you and your friend in every sexual position in the book. Every @ you get is just you and your friend tonguing down each other while grasping firmly on each other's backs. I don't think that would be very fun and creative to you.
Dream did not need to come out and say this. Dream could have just ignored it and everyone assumed he's straight. I don't think it was important. Why isn't the fan art okay? Why should they put the energy into getting a job first? Drawing art can be a job too. Getting a job is not even germane to shipping. If the person is famous enough, then it can impact job hiring by people avoiding hiring to avoid constant attention from the public. If the shipper is consistent, they wouldn't be concerned of his or her friend and himself or herself being drawn in this way. The shipper can easily just block anyone they don't want attention from, so blocking is a simple solution. In order to maximize creativity and originality, allowing people to draw fan art will maximize creativity and originality. So it is beneficial for creativity and originality, since people want art to feel like it is one of a kind. He did not mention forcefully controlling people, but it appears he engages in art shaming.
Another big group online that does this to real people is K-pop fans. I don't think there will ever be a time where I bring up K-pop fans in a positive light on this channel. There's just something wrong with some of their brains. It still doesn't make any sense. Like, they really need to be studied. I will never forget that time in Twitter history where anytime a tragic story like a bombing or mass shooting happened, there would legit be K-pop fans in the replies like, "So anyway, stan BTS. I mean, this is important now, but we need to know what's important at the end of the day." Now, K-pop fans do the typical things I was talking about earlier with the fan drawings and ships, but they take it just a little bit farther. While I was looking into this for the video, I found this post on Quora from this girl who has been in the K-pop fandom for years, and she was talking about how weird the ships get, and she basically says there are something called analysis videos on YouTube for these ships, where they will literally analyze things like distorted background sounds, clothes positioning, and shadows to conclude that the K-pop stars are in love. Of course, I was like, there's no way this is real. I mean, this is coming from a post on Quora. You'd have a better chance of getting real news from someone saying, "Trust me, bro," in a comment section. But doing more research into what she was talking about, this is actually a thing. If you search up on YouTube one of those K-pop ships, there are legit videos analyzing the exact things she was talking about. For example, I'm gonna show a video I found on YouTube that analyzes a ship between two of BTS's members. I might be pronouncing their names wrong, but Jimin and Taehyung. And in this video, they analyze live streams that each of them took. And the point of the analysis is to prove that one of them is hiding in their room while they're live streaming, which I guess is to conclude that since one of them is hiding in the other's room while they're live streaming, that they off camera or something. I don't know. Some of the things they analyzed from this video to conclude that they're together and lovers and potentially sleeping together are when he looks to his right side, which means he's looking at him hiding, I guess. When there's some small background noise, which means he's shuffling around and trying to make sure not to get caught by the camera. And when there's a zipper noise in the background. All of this is just proof that they're I mean, is it not obvious? The video goes much more into depth, and I'm not even gonna go through all of it. It would just take too much time. Oh, and trust me, there is a shit ton of videos like this in the K-pop fan base. The stretches in some of these videos are absurd. It gets to the point that they start to think there's slurping and kissing sounds in the background. And it's not like these videos are small change either. This one I'm talking about alone has 234,000 views. There's just no saving this younger generation, dog.
K-pop fans doing shippings are amazing. Analysis videos of fan shipping sounds cringe.
Also, Also, let's say even if they are in the same room together, I don't know if these shippers know this, but they're in something called a band. And in bands, it's not uncommon for the group to share rooms to save money. Like, can we not consider this super weird and parasocial when it gets to the point they're borderline just breaking down audio tracks and dissecting the megahertz of it? I start to think you're a little mentally insane, dog. And even when we switch to the fictional character side of things, there is a lot of weirdness that goes on there too.
I think the fans know the artists are in a band. It can be parasocial or simply just an expression of how they feel. To think someone might be a little mentally insane for breaking down audio tracks is not fair, since it pathologizes normal human behavior instead of seeing it as normally abnormal, but not suggested treatment or a cure.
One group of people I think we aren't surprised that does this all the time is anime fans. There are certain anime fans out there that love to ship anyone even if they've had no interactions with each other. It's pretty much just person x person to the point they do it between other animes that aren't even in the same universe. You could say, well, Tommy, I mean, what's wrong with that then? Fictional stories, the characters aren't real. And normally I would say that's a-okay and fine, but y'all forget that anime fans aren't regular people. Some of them just take this concept of shipping and just ship absolutely anyone together. And when I say anyone, no one is off limits. We got the classic Naruto x Sasuke, two straight men and married individuals with kids, by the way. Tanjiro x Nezuko, brother and little sister, by the way. And probably the most popular out of all of them for these weirdos, Deku x Bakugo. The fact that two characters who are clearly not into each other, Bakugo basically tries to whoop the shit out of Deku every chance he gets, are the most shipped characters in this show is just deplorable. They done made everything on them, from fan art to fanfics to body pillows and even fan animations on YouTube. You cannot make this up. This shit has 20 million views, bro. That's almost my entire channel views combined. Which should just show you how big this ship is. It's also pretty weird to me that a lot of them are full-grown adults shipping minors together as a hobby.
I rank first Tanjiro x Nezuko, second Bakugo x Midoriya, and third is Naruto x Sasuke. I only ship Tanjiro and Nezuko. It appears he's trying to guilt trip his audience by mentioning their brothers and sisters, but it doesn't matter because it's not real. People shouldn't treat fiction as material reality. Why does it matter if they're adults shipping underage people? It's not causing direct harm. Do you believe it is a good idea to limit creative imagination? Do under 18 people get a pass on shipping taboo relationships? Anime fans are not uniquely strange. You will find strange fans across every arena.
But they'll always say the same excuse every time you call them out on their degeneracy. You just wouldn't understand. There's no point in getting mad, really. They're just drawings at the end of the day. If you're one of those it's just a drawing person, go ahead and unsuffer me right now. I do not need your subscription. It's still pretty weird to me that these degenerate anime fans always use this excuse. And how far are you gonna take this it's just a drawing approach to things? Like, what's the limit? A teenager? A preteen? A kid? A baby? Which, funnily enough, in the My Hero Academia fanbase, this is a very common thing to do. They ship everyone together, from the teachers to the kids, the parents to the kids, and one degenerate one that there's quite a bit on is Deku x Eri. And if you don't know, Eri is a 7-year-old girl in the show. That's it, there's nothing else. People ship a high schooler with a 7-year-old girl. There should be no reason shipping fan art like Deku x Eri exists on this planet we live on. And the worst part about this to me is that there's definitely a good chunk of weirdos online who get off to this type of stuff. All it takes is a VPN and clearing your history and they pretty much can never get caught, at least by a family member. That is pretty much all I can endure talking about shippers online and this whole shipping culture online.
They're right, it is just a drawing, which can mean don't be very fragile. To be consistent, it's just a drawing point, there is no limit. Drawings can say something about people, but at the end of the day, you should not assume any part of criminality or defect of a person based on drawings. If you do, just politely ask if any of these questions come to mind without suspicious dishonesty. You're making an issue out of something which is not even a bad thing, but a good thing. Midoriya x Eri is something I ignore. I don't approve of it, but I'm not against it. Art shaming limits freedom of expression. Even if it were to criticize the harmful impacts, it would be a double standard because all art can be interpreted in good and bad ways.
To end it off, I think it would be great to get thoughts on this from a professional psychologist with a PhD. It's an article about the psychology of shipping, and bro hit it on the nail pretty much. I'll leave the link in the description if y'all want to read it. Ben Snene says, quote unquote, shipping reveals a lot about our society and about just how lonely and unloved people often feel. It is this loneliness that fuels the need to experience romance and love, at least vicariously. And what better way is there to do so than shipping, question mark? Which I couldn't couldn't agree more with, really. Shipping's popularity is directly related to the amount of loneliness in society now. A lot of times, these shippers are just either coping by making these ships or just filling their sexual desires. Granted, like I said, I'm not saying this for everyone. I think there is a lot of people who either just say it as a joke between fandoms or don't do it in weird ways. And then there's, yeah. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
I agree, it is a symptom of loneliness, but people do it out of an expression. How can we love you consensually when you didn't ask for mine yet? Anyways, guys, keep shipping.